So welcome to your practice this morning. And as you take a comfortable position on your back, you're welcome to put a pillow behind your thighs or knees. You're welcome to take a bend to the knees and bring the soles of the feet onto the earth. Perhaps it feels really comfortable this morning to extend the legs forward. So this week in our practice, both in the studio and online, been exploring this concept of taking a pause, or this idea or feeling of taking a pause. And I'm going to invite you just for a few moments at the start of your practice, just to, in your own mind, feel into what taking a pause, or what the word pause means for you. Might be taking a rest. You might think about pressing pause on the old videos. You press pause to go and do something else. Put a break in there. What does the word pause mean for you? And as you explore the meaning behind the word pause, I invite you now to take a moment. What would it feel like for you to take a pause? How does it feel? If you were to take a pause, what would that feel like in your body? Would it feel rested? Would it feel spacious or light? Maybe taking a pause is something that sometimes can bring up a little bit of stress or anxiety. When we pause, all this stuff starts to flood in. And there's no right or wrong. This is about what it would feel like for you to take a pause. Not judging what comes up. Really connecting for a few moments to that sensation of taking a pause in your body, this sort of delicious stillness, if you allow it to be, in your body. This place and this time of non-doing, of simply just being. How does that feel for you in your body? In your body. I'm going to invite you today throughout your practice to really invite in the pauses within a pose and the pauses within the flow as a way of slowing everything down. And quite often we are living our lives for the next event, the next box to tick, the next thing on our to-do list. What would it be like to pause and just simply be in the moment? Pause before making a decision, pause before speaking, pause before doing. What would it feel like to invite in more small pauses throughout your day? And even our breath takes pauses. I invite you to begin to now just simply tune into your natural breath and begin to notice the little pauses between the breaths. And so as you take a breath in, notice that there is this little pause at the end of the inhalation. And as you take a breath out, again, there's a little pause before you take your next breath in. And for a few moments, can you simply allow yourself to connect to those two little pauses between your breaths? Noticing that your breath doesn't just have an inhale and an exhale, but there are these beautiful moments of stillness between the breaths. And now for the next few rounds of breath, can you maybe extend or linger in those pauses? So as you take a breath in and find yourself in that pause, maybe you can hold there just for a few more moments. And then as you exhale and all the breath leaves your body, can you maybe linger again in that pause before you take your next breath in? Take a few more moments here, being in those beautiful pauses between the breaths. Releasing the breath and letting your breath return to its natural rhythm now. Continuing to find this pause within as you take a few moments and find your intention, your sankalpa for your practice. Perhaps today your intention may be around this idea of pausing and what it means for you, and how you can bring more of that into your day and into your week, maybe even into your life. When you have found your intention, your sankalpa, allow it today to ride the waves of your breath as it is taken through the whole of your body, through the whole of your being. So you can feel it in every cell and every fibre. As you begin to embody your intention. Now begin to come back into your bodies. Maybe staying in stillness for a few more moments, if that feels okay, but simply coming back into your bodies. Pausing in that stillness as you notice the different feelings and sensations throughout your body. And then when you feel ready, you might like to begin to invite one knee in and then the other knee in towards your chest, and then just take a few moments and let's just rock a little from side to side, or make some circles perhaps with your knees, and just gently and slowly massaging out through the back of the body. Today in the practice, we're going to perhaps linger a little more in different poses and notice how that feels for you. Sometimes there's a energy of feeling hurried to move to the next thing, so notice if that comes up for you today. Perhaps notice without actually judging, just becoming aware. Let's begin to bring the soles of the feet down onto the mat and take the arms out to the sides, maybe bringing the palms to face up. You can walk the feet a little wider or keep them closer together, whatever feels most supportive in your body. As we take some windscreen wipers now, so just letting the knees gently fall from one side to the other. And as you start to move your knees, I'm going to invite you just to maybe connect the movement with those 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. Take a few more moments here, just exploring this beautiful connection of breath and movement. Those lovely little pauses in between. Let's take one more on each side. Doesn't matter which side you're on, just taking one more on each side. And then after that second side, take the knees back towards center and once more bring them in towards yourself, and maybe a little rocking from side to side, maybe some circles with the knees. Then we'll bring the soles of the feet back onto our mats, and we're going to begin a little bridge flow here. So taking the feet about hip width apart and close towards yourself. You can take the arms out a little wider if that's more comfortable, or bring them in alongside of the body. And then pressing the lower back and the hips down onto your mat, and then begin to lift the hips up off the earth. And then exhale to lower them back down. So again, we're going to start to find this flow of breath and movement. Inhaling to lift, pausing to hold, exhaling to lower, and then pausing to hold. Finding that flow with your breath now. And notice how when you begin to connect those 4 parts of your breath, everything slows down and maybe you're a little more in your body, a little more in your body. Take 2 more here. Continuing to flow with your breath. At the end of that second flow, letting the hips come all the way back down and bringing the knees again in towards the chest. This time as you bring your knees in towards your chest, you're welcome to lift the shoulders and the head up off the earth. If that feels okay and safe to do so. Then from here, ladies, we're going to make our way up towards a seated position. So you can rock up. You're welcome to take the knees off to one side and push yourself up that way as well. So as you come towards your comfortable seat, we'll come into a little seated cat-cow, letting the hands rest onto the thighs or the knees. And again, we're finding this beautiful flow with the breath, inhaling to gently lift and open through the heart space. And then exhaling to tuck the chin in and open through the back body. Let the shoulders round forward. And finding again this flow. Maybe your eyes are closed, maybe the gaze is soft. Flowing with your breath is what we do in vinyasa practice. So vinyasa style of practice is this beautiful synchronizing of breath and movement together. So it's really got this beautiful ability for you to slow everything down and really connect in with the movement, the breath, and be in your body. Let's take a few more rounds here, flowing with your breath. As you next exhale your breath, come back towards a neutral spine, maybe keeping the eyes closed or the gaze soft. Let's find a pause, a moment of stillness. Allowing yourself to be in this space of just being in your body. The more pauses that we take, the more time we give ourselves to really tune into that inner wisdom that we have inside, where we can really begin to listen to what we truly need. When you feel ready, you can begin to blink the eyes open and start to circle the arms all the way up. Briefly touching your hands, we'll take the right hand down and extend over with the left and anchor a little into that left side of your body. Soften the shoulders a little. And just finding a few moments here. And we'll take both hands all the way up and briefly touching your hands, we'll take the left hand down and extend over with the right. Again, softening the shoulders away from your ears, anchoring into the right side of your body. And we'll take both hands all the way up. Briefly touching your hands, we'll find a twist to the right side of the body. Inhale to lengthen through your spine and then exhale to find the twist. And even in these pauses, as we hold these poses, is a beautiful opportunity to really feel into your body, the sensations, where you can release effort. Let's keep the left hand onto the right knee or thigh, and then take your right arm, cross it over your left. So here we're going to tuck the chin in and open through the back body. So really drawing open between the shoulder blades here as you tuck the chin in and allow yourself to round forward. And again, allowing yourself to really experience this pause and this posture. Let's keep the arms crossed as they are as we start to come up, and we'll find an eagle arm here. If eagle arms is not in your practice, you're welcome to take the hands and wrap them around the back of the body this morning. Let's lift the elbows away from the chest and lifting them up as far as feels comfortable for you. And then from there, begin to bring the elbows towards your belly button. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold forward. We'll come to lengthen through our body again, but this time we're going to twist towards the right and then exhale over the right thigh. And then inhale back towards center. And then over to that left side. And then coming all the way up and back towards center. Release your arms and bring them down behind your back. Press into your mat or into the floor and lift a little through the chest, open through the chest, through the heart space. You're welcome to lift the chin. We're just keeping a little toning through the back of the neck so we're not just letting the head fall backwards. And then taking a few moments here again, finding that little linger in the pause, noticing how that feels for you. And then we'll come back towards a neutral spine. Let's begin to circle the arms all the way up. Join your palms and bring them down towards your heart space. Interlace the fingers here. Draw the elbows up and press the hands down. And then bring the hands forward and tuck the chin in. Open through the back body here. Inhale the hands all the way overhead. Maybe for a moment taking the gaze up towards the hands. And then exhale to release. Bring the hands behind your back and interlace the fingers. Draw the hands down your back. Alternatively, you can bring the hands onto the earth if that feels better for you once more. Maybe the chin lifts. And then releasing, let the hands rest onto your lap and close the eyes or soften the gaze for a few moments. Sitting well in your body. Let's take a breath in through the nostrils and then out through the mouth. Let's take 2 more breaths like that. Breathe in through the nostrils and then out through the mouth. Finding 1 more like that. And then allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm, its natural flow. Resting once more within the pause, within the stillness. You can begin to blink your eyes open when you're ready, and we'll again circle the arms all the way up. Briefly touching your hands, let's take the left hand down and extend over with the right. Let that left elbow bend or soften a little so the left shoulder can relax away from the left ear. And then for a few more moments, really reaching the hands over, that right hand over and opening through the side body. And then let's bring the hands all the way up, briefly touching your hands. And we'll take the right hand down, extend over with the left. And again, bend the right elbow a little here so the right shoulder moves away from the ear. And really reaching over with that left hand and extending and opening through the side body. And then we'll take both hands and bring them all the way up. Briefly touch your hands. Let's twist now to the left side of the body. We want to lengthen on the inhale and soften on the exhale. In those pauses, really allowing yourself to continue to connect to your body, to your breath. Let's keep the right hand onto that left knee, and then we'll take that left arm, cross it over the top. So you can hold onto the knees or the thighs here, and then tuck the chin in, and really allow yourself to round through the back. So we're opening through the shoulder blades at the back of the body now. Notice those sensations in the back body for a few more moments, and breathe down into those sensations. From here, we'll start to come up. Keep the arms crossed over, and then we'll come towards eagle arms on the other side. So remembering that option to wrap the arms around behind the body if that feels safer to do so today. We'll lift the elbows up and away from the chest, and then folding in towards the belly button. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold forward. Inhaling to lift all the way back up, and then this time as you exhale, turning to the left and then exhaling over the left thigh. And then inhaling to lift, and then exhaling over the right thigh. And then as you lift, coming back towards that neutral spine, release the hands and bring the hands down behind your back. Press into the hands again and draw the shoulder blades together now at the back of the body. Maybe lifting the chin a little. Pausing for a few more moments. And then coming back towards a neutral spine. Let's circle the arms all the way up. Join the palms and bring them down towards your heart space. We'll interlace the fingers and take a breath in as you draw your elbows up. And then exhale, press the hands forward, tuck the chin in. Inhale the hands all the way overhead, lengthening through your body. And then exhale, bring the hands behind your back, and you can either interlace the fingers or bring the hands down onto the earth, and then opening again through the chest. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Maybe the chin lifts. And then releasing the hands and letting the hands rest onto your thighs or your knees, and letting the eyes stay closed or soft. Taking one more pause here. Perhaps this time as you pause as a reflection upon your intention, your Sankalpa for today. And then when you're ready, you can begin to blink your eyes open, and we'll head over onto our hands and knees now. As we come towards the hands and knees, we'll keep flowing with the breath as we move into cat-cow now. So letting the belly soften as you find that breath in. And then as you exhale, pressing the earth away and tucking the chin in. And as you flow here from one to the other with your cat-cow, can you again perhaps experience those 4 parts of your breath, remembering those little pauses, and allowing the whole of your body to pause with the breath. Maybe for the last few rounds, there's a little more pause. Holding just a little more in those moments of pause. And then let's come back towards a neutral spine now and find a child's pose, whatever that looks like for you this morning. Letting the hips sink towards the heels. You might rest your forehead onto your hands or extend the arms forward. Maybe they're alongside of your body. And as you take this pause in child's pose, can you really allow the whole of your body to soften? Take a moment to reflect back and where can you release some more effort in your body this morning? And then coming back now towards your hands and your knees. Let's take the right leg and extend it all the way out behind. And then pulse the knee in towards the chest. Pause there for a moment. Inhale to extend and pause. Exhale to bring the knee back in and again pause. Let's take two more like that. Again, working with the flow of your breath. At the end of that second flow, extending the leg all the way back out. We're going to bring that right foot forward between the hands at the front of the mat. Keep the hands down onto the mat for the moment. We're pressing the left hand down onto the mat. If you've got a block, you're welcome to bring the block in under that left hand as we extend up with the right hand. We're going to scoop that right hand underneath the right leg. Inhale to lengthen, finding that pause. Exhale to float the arm down, and again finding that pause. Let's take a few more, moving slowly like this. We'll take one more flow here. And then extending that arm all the way up. Alternatively, you can place the hand onto your hip and then opening up through the ribs, holding here for a few moments. And then bringing that hand down, both hands are on the inside of the leg. I'm going to take the front foot around to meet the back. And then from there, that same leg, the right leg, is extending all the way back out. So right leg is extending out. If it feels okay, you can bring that left hand forward, shifting the weight into that right hand, holding for a few moments. And then bringing the left hand back onto the mat, the right foot is coming forward again towards a low crescent lunge now. So we'll sweep the arms all the way up, soften through the shoulders. Remembering here, if you need to, you can bring in some extra padding or support for under the knees as well. Let's begin to join the palms and take them down towards the heart space. Interlace your fingers here and draw the elbows up. And then press the hands forward, tuck the chin in. If it feels okay, you can fold a little at the hips. Take the gaze towards the toes and really draw the hands forward here, lengthening through the back body. And then begin to lift and take the hands all the way up. If your balance feels okay, maybe you're taking the gaze up towards the hands. And then releasing the hands. Take the hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Draw the hands down your back. And if it's available, take the palms of the hands together. So draw the hands together here. Maybe the chin lifts. And then releasing the hands. We'll take the hands onto the inside of the leg. Bring your front foot around to meet the back. And let's find a child's pose. Let the hips sink towards the heels again. Finding that pause, that rest. Moving between the realms of doing and being. And then slowly making your way back towards your hands and your knees. This time we are going to extend the left leg all the way out behind. And then let's draw the knee in towards the chest. Take a pause there. Inhale to extend and lengthen. Find the pause. And then exhale to bring your knee in. Let's find 2 more like that, extending out into those pauses at the end of each movement. Then extending that left leg all the way back out behind. We're going to bring that foot forward between the hands at the front of the mat. Keeping the hands down onto the earth. We're pressing now the right hand down. Again, you can bring a block in under that right hand if that supports you better. And then extending that left hand up. So we'll start to find our little flow. So scooping the hand underneath the leg. And perhaps as you extend, your arm might only be going out a little bit to the side. It doesn't need to be drawing all the way up. So finding a comfortable flow in your body here. Continuing to work with those 4 parts of the breath, the last few flows. The next time you extend your arm all the way up, we're going to hold. You're welcome to place that left hand onto the hip if that feels safer in your body this morning. And holding just for a few moments. And then we'll bring that hand down. So both hands are on the inside of the leg. And then we're going to take from there, the left leg back around and extend it all the way back out. And then if it feels okay, shift the weight into that left hand and extend your right hand forward. Holding just for a few more moments. And then bringing the hand down, we'll take that left foot back around between the hands at the front of the mat and come towards a low crescent lunge. You can sweep the arms up, soften the shoulders. Perhaps again, bringing something in under the knee if you need to support yourself. We'll join the palms and take them down towards your heart space. Interlace the fingers, press the hands down and draw the elbows up. And then press your hands forward, tuck your chin in. And then maybe again you're folding a little at the hips here as the hands press forward and the gaze heads down towards the toes. Lengthening through the spine here. Keeping the hands interlaced as you bring them all the way up towards the ceiling. Maybe the gaze lifts, maybe you're keeping a neutral gaze here. And then releasing the hands. Bring the hands down behind your back and interlace the fingers. If it feels okay, press the palms of the hands together. Changes the dynamic of that stretch a little. Maybe the chin lifts. And then releasing the hands. Bring the hands onto the inside of your leg. Take your front foot around to meet the back. From here, we're going to lower all the way down onto our tummies. So coming all the way down. Staying on your tummy, you might like to bring the right forearm across the mat so you can rest your head onto your right forearm. And then taking the left foot into the left hand behind your body. Now, if grabbing onto your foot this way is not available, what you can do is roll onto the right side of your body and then hold onto your foot behind your body that way as an alternative. If you're on your tummy, you might like to bring your forehead down onto your forearm. And then drawing the heel in towards your buttock. Keeping the knees a little closer towards each other. And then maybe even squeezing the buttocks here to get more of a stretch through the front of the thigh. Holding just for a few more moments. And then slowly releasing that left side. You can take now the left forearm across the mat and bring your right foot into your right hand. And then resting your forehead down onto your arm. So remembering that option, you can roll onto the left side of your body and bring your foot behind your body that way. And then again, we're drawing the heel towards the buttock. Keeping the knees a little closer towards each other. Sometimes the knee will like to splay out. So drawing the legs in a little towards each other. And then maybe squeezing the buttocks here. And then slowly releasing. From here, we're going to roll over onto our backs. So as you come over onto your backs, I'm going to give you the option to either come into a bridge hold or you can come towards a happy baby pose. So it's completely up to you and what you're needing in your practice today. So I'll demonstrate both of them. However, you can come into whichever one you like. So bridge pose, again, just like at the beginning, we want to make sure our feet are hip width apart and close towards ourselves. And then pressing into the feet to lift and draw the buttocks up, lifting through the hips. Alternatively, you can come towards a happy baby. Remembering with happy baby, you can hold onto the ankles. You can take the peace fingers and loop them around the big toes, or you may even like to hold the outer edges of the feet, the pinky side toe of the feet. And then once you're in happy baby, you may even like to rock a little from side to side and really massage out through the lower lumbar, through the hips. I'm going to hold here for a few moments, so really allowing yourself to be immersed in the pose. Not feeling hurried to move on to the next thing just yet. And then from here, you can slowly release and hug the knees in towards yourself for a moment. And then bring the soles of the feet down onto your mat. Take the arms out to the sides. And we'll finish today with, again, a few windscreen wipers. Really allowing a slowness here as you once more connect to those 4 little parts of your breath. The inhale and the pause. The exhale and the pause. Take one more on each side. And then from there you can begin to bring yourself towards Shavasana. So again, laying on your backs, you're welcome to bring in a cushion or pillow under the thighs or knees. If you have an eye pillow, you might be using an eye pillow. Maybe your knees are bent to help support your lower back and your hips. Taking a few moments to come onto the backs and be supported and comfortable. I'm taking even those last few moments here before you come to stillness to really invite in the space into your physical body. Unclenching through your jawline, relaxing across the cheeks, whole of the face. Letting the shoulders melt down away from the ears and into the earth. Letting all the muscles around the hips, the lower back and the buttocks soften and relax. And relaxing into the hands and into your feet. For a few moments, become aware of the whole of your body, from the crown of your head all the way down to the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet. Become aware of the whole of your body. And then become aware of your breath. Notice the natural breath. And allow your awareness to rest here with your breath for the remainder of your practice. Feeling not only the rise and the fall, but those beautiful, delicious pauses in between. Feeling again the doing and the being as your breath takes you deeply into your Shavasana practice. Slowly coming back into your bodies, becoming aware of different feelings and sensations throughout your body. When you feel ready, you might begin to bring in some movement, perhaps starting with your fingers and your toes. Maybe extending that movement into the rest of your body in a way that feels really nurturing for you. And with closed eyes, making your way to the side of your body and allowing yourself to rest and to pause here for a few moments. Perhaps taking this opportunity for a moment of reflection. Just thinking back upon how it felt for you to slow things down and perhaps linger in those pauses for a little bit longer today in your practice. Perhaps you notice that there is a natural pattern of hurry or moving to the next thing. Again, this is all just observation, witnessing. Before you begin to press yourself up into a comfortable seated position, perhaps take a moment to remember your intention now, your sankalpa. And when you're ready, you can begin to guide yourself up into a comfortable seated position, whatever that might look like for you. We'll seal our practice together this morning by taking a full breath in and circling the arms all the way up. Joining the palms as you exhale them down towards your heart space, allowing them to rest here. Softly bowing your head towards your heart and your hands as you take a moment to honour yourself and your practice of yoga. It is with deep gratitude that I thank each of you for sharing your space and this practice with me today. Remembering that the divine light in me recognises and honours the divine light in each of you. Om Shanti, Shanti Shanti. May all beings find peace. Namaste. Thank you so much.